live this Monday at Beadaholique. We are about to get a torrential rainstorm here, I do believe. It's getting super dark outside. So hopefully I don't lose power. Just a quick note, if there is a blip or anything happens, it is because I'm starting to hear some thunder. It's getting a little stormy out. So it's going to be a little bit of wild weather here as we do this live. But we are here, we're live. I am in the Los Angeles area, so it's 2 o'clock Pacific time right now. If you are joining me on the East Coast, it's getting close to dinner time. So wherever you are coming from, welcome. We have Michelle here in the background helping us. Hello, Elisa. And we are going to do a show all on purples. So we talked about this last week as we were talking. Hello, Marianne. Oh, Thais is here as well. And Teresa, hello. Debbie, hello. Oh, good. I'm glad you're here live. Yes, we are live right now. This is happening. These are so much fun. I used to do so many recorded videos for Beadaholique, and that was nice in that I could edit and I could speed up time and all of that stuff, but it's really nice to be here live because we get to talk back and forth, we get to share ideas, ask questions, find solutions, so it's really fun. Hello, Jan. Thank you for joining us as well. So this whole show came about because we were talking in the last show that we need to do something with purples. So I dug out all my purple beads and we're going to create purple designs. So I have lots of findings, I have some memory wire, I have some chandelier pieces, I have little dangles, and we're going to design together and see what we come up with using so many pretty purple beads. And I actually had a lot, so I was happy. So my table is really, really pretty, and I'll flip the camera down here in just a minute. Oh, hello, Patsy and Big Easy Mama and Janet and Emily and Monique, and I saw Monica in there too. Oh yes, so all these videos are saved and archived. So this was a previous project and video we did. Actually, that got a little tangled. Where is that? There we go. So you can go back and watch the replay if you like. It actually made the form. We made our own wire form here and the little chain and dangle. And so all of these videos are always saved and archived. You can always go back and rewatch. This one will be as well. So what will happen is a couple of minutes after we sign off, it becomes available. I saw Jane is here too, and Laureen and Anne, hello. And Netta and Marianne and Monica from Rhode Island and Leah and Texas Tracy. Hello. Okay, guys, we're going to have fun. So yes, purple. Today is all about the purple. I have a ton of purple. Hello, Linda in Boston as well. And Pam in Sherman Oaks. Hello, Pam and Randy in Florida and Dee from Florida. Hello. Oh, you guys are great. And I love it. You guys are getting to know each other too, just as I'm getting to know everybody. So I see people saying hello to their beading friends. This is wonderful. So yeah, it's all purple. I pulled a couple accent colors, just a few, but we're going to stick with purples today and we're going to have fun. What is the heaviest weight considered okay for earrings? Ooh, great question, Lydia. I can't quantify it because I've never weighed it. I usually go on just feel of what it feels like. Like these ones here are pretty lightweight. We made that wire form. This is a petite little chain. There's one heavier bead on it, but it's not that heavy. So I think what you might want to do is just kind of get used to the weight of what it feels like in your hand, try it on, and then see how it feels wearing it. Maybe wear it for 20 minutes and then kind of gauge from there. But I've never weighed it. So if anyone has weighed it and has a number to share, that would be super helpful. Hello, Sherry and Adriana. Oh my gosh, I saw some other really great comments too. Wanda, hello from West Virginia. Welcome. All right, lots and lots of pretties. We're going to play. Oh, Blue Girl. Hello, Blue Girl. So what we're going to do is I'm going to flip my camera down here in just a minute. And what we'll do is we'll just start playing. We're going to design together. You guys let me know what beads you want to use, what type of project you want them to be used in. I'll show you all the goodies, and we're just going to have some fun playing this afternoon on this Monday. And then if you have any questions, put them here in the comments. If you are on Facebook or YouTube, please note no one is monitoring those comments, so you can pop on over here to Beadaholique, and when you comment live here, we can see the comments, the questions, provide links, help to troubleshoot and problem solve, all that good stuff. If you like what you see, there's the hearts. I saw some earlier. There's a share arrow. A couple shows ago, we were talking that if you like this show and you want to be able to go back and easily reference it, you can even share it to yourself. So that's a really great tip as well. And then the shopping bag icon is always there too, which is your resource guide. So that's everything in the show because I don't always know the color name or the size or the price. So that's a great resource. Okay, let's flip the camera down and you guys can see my dark skies. So see those clouds coming in, and it is getting really dark outside. Oh, hello, Santa Barbara girl. So I'm gonna move this over a little bit because I got lots and lots of purples here. So many pretty purples, and I'm pairing it with silver. Absolutely, you could pair it with gold. You could pair it with gunmetal, warm copper. I feel like the purple goes with everything. I don't feel like there's a metal tone that purple does not go well with. So I just picked silver for ease. That way it's just pulling all the silver findings. But you can definitely pair these with copper, gold, gunmetal, anything you like. So I'm going to show you what we have to play with first, and then we're going to decide what we want to do. So I am going to start up here. I did pull some seed beads. This is a really pretty little mix. This is called Kawaii. So Kawaii, and this is a Toho bead mix. So what's nice about this is if we're going to play with it, we have some cubes in there. We have a couple different shades of purple. Looks like we've got 8-0 and 11-0 seed beads. So lots of good variety in here. I'm just going to put those back. So that's a fun one to kind of keep in mind that we can pair with, and that is a nice mix. Then I have this really pretty color right here, and this is a perma-finish galvanized pale lilac, and that's a really pretty purple tone. I'm just going to show you what I pulled. This is one of my staples. This is an old tube. Look how old this is. This is an old tube, but this is amethyst metallic gunmetal, I think is what this color is. It's always been a favorite. It's kind of like a deep grape, so that's a really nice color. Oh, hello, Janice. Yes, and purple does go with everything. Absolutely. Like I was trying to find something to wear today that would go with. I was like, ooh, purple and gray. Purple and gray look so pretty together. Yeah, there's not a bad purple. I agree. This is I think this is a silver line tanzanite. So there's another really pretty purple. The gold beads were I accidentally got those in there. I've used this for other projects. This is pretty as well. This is Inside Color Rainbow Rosaline Opaque Purple. So big name, but a really pretty color. So that's a very vibrant, rich purple. And then I got this guy. This is a Crystal Wisteria. So that's pretty name too. And I think that's what I have for seed beads. So these are the seed beads that I pulled, and we're going to have those available to us to play with. I don't think we'll use them, but I wanted to show there are even 2-hole beads in purple. This is the Purple Super Duo. This was Luster Opaque Amethyst. I've used that for a bunch of projects. There was also this one, which was Luster Tanzanite. So that one's really pretty. So if you like doing Super Duo projects, there's purple for that. This was a 2-hole diamond bead in a pretty purple that I had. This was Grape Aid. So if you go onto the website and you type in Grape Aid, a bunch of beads in this color pop up. And then there's even finial beads too. Oh, hello, Alice from Colorado Springs, and Sue from Wisconsin, and Paula. Hello, everybody. So finial beads too. If you wanted to make your own custom head pins, you wanted to end your memory wire projects, lots of things you can do here too. So, oh, and Santa Barbara Girl is saying I have the duos and they are gorgeous. They're really pretty. Yeah, I don't have a lot left in this tube because I've used this a lot. It's a really pretty color. That was the Luster Opaque Amethyst. Okay, so I'm going to put the finials and the 2-hole beads aside because I don't think we're going to use them today. But I just wanted to show that if you're a purple lover, you do have options in kind of the more exotic bead categories of like the 2-holes and the finials. All right. Then I have beads. I have so many beads. Okay, now these are not fully purple, but I love them. They are a pretty little clover bead, and these are check glass. So these are really pretty, and they do have like a nice purple sheen to them. So I thought we might want to use those. I've got some purple leaves, and these are a vertical whole leaf. So really easy to make a little dangle out of. So that's a pretty, all of these I've used in other projects for the most part. So you get, if you're going to order them, you get a complete strand, of course. These are just what I have left over from other projects. But a pretty little leaf. I love these. These are a triangle bead. This is a check glass, and it's got 3 cuts in it. So it makes like a pretty little triangle shape with like bronzy ends, or bronzy sides, I should say. That's really pretty. I have some silvery flowers with a purple back on them. Like I said, I just went through my stash. I went through my beads and I was like, what purple beads do I have that we can bring together to play with today? So I have a lot of different ones. These are really pretty with that silver, the pretty little flower. Okay. And I have more. I love this color. I only have a few of them, but we can still play with them. I think this is like a purple velvet. This is a check pearl, and that's a really rich, rich color. So those are nice, and that's a 6 millimeter. I also have this one. I think this is like called Almost Mauve or something like that, and that's a really pretty color as well in a check pearl. This is pretty, and I think Michelle and Thaisa are putting up the banners as I show these, because some of them are obviously, I don't have the full strand and I don't have the color name, but this is beautiful as well, and they should all be there in the shopping bag if you want to see the names. And then I have a couple strands here of 6 millimeters. Okay, I love it. Okay, incoming idea. Picture a tulip lucite flower cone. Make the stamens out of the wire and glue the finial beads to the tips of the wire. I love that. That's a great idea. That would be beautiful. Okay, so this one's got a little bit more muted tones, and it's got like a bronzy, coppery wash on it. These are a little brighter and more vibrant. This is a two-tone. I think this is like a two-tone fuchsia and teal, but when they're combined, they sure look purple. And another purple with a pretty little AB. Hello, Giggles, or I should say Kathy. Hello. Oh, Paula, I love the velvet pearl too. I love the velvet pearl. I had to include it, even though I don't have that many left. Okay, I got some purple bellflowers to play with. So these are neat. We can make these into bead caps. We can make them into dangles. And then just some more really pretty, pretty purple beads. And then like this nice big one as well. And then I did bring this ethereal shadows as an accent. So I have this in a pretty little fire polish. If we wanted to do a little bit of green with the purple, which is always so pretty, if we're pairing green with purple. Or I have a little bit of, I think this is charcoal, of a little charcoal kind of dark pearl here. And I have it in a bigger size as well. I just thought that looked really pretty with the purple too. All right, so many things to play with. And then these are fun. I thought we could do a simple little earring with these to make this like a little dangle here. So I've got a pair of those. I have these beautiful chandeliers as well. We can create a bunch of purple dangles coming off of that. I have some memory wire. I have earring hooks, findings, wire, all that good stuff. So where do we begin, guys? Does anything call to you? Do you want to do a memory wire bracelet out of purple? Do we want to start with a pretty little earring? I am open to all ideas. And if there's a bead that just really speaks to you, let me know and we can try to work it into a design. Purple dangle earrings. All right, let's do it. Oh, and then memory wire bracelet. Okay, purple dangle and then memory. Tracy, should we use the chandelier? For the purple dangles, we can create a lot of pretty dangles with this right here. Oh no, okay, Pam and Sherman Oaks is saying rain just started here, and then memory wire, please. Okay, let's do this. We do not have the rain yet, but it is coming, and I'm looking in the direction of Sherman Oaks. I'm looking to the west, and it is definitely darker where you are than where I am right now. Okay, let's do this. I love this. I feel like I want to use the velvet. It's so rich. Do I have enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But are they going to overcrowd? Maybe not. Okay, let's try it. Let's work these guys into some designs. Okay, so I've got that. Maybe, let's use the galvanized, this seed bead here to kind of mimic the metallic shine of the finding. So then we've got two big shines with something that's a little bit more of like a matte luster. Okay, so these are statement dangle earrings. And then let's see if we want to pair anything else with them. Okay, so let's put these guys out. And then I do have more seed beads, or we could bring in, Do we want to bring in this pretty little pearl strand? Maybe every other drop is the velvet. Ooh, that's a nice idea. Purple pearls. Okay, let's just start and see what we end up with. That's kind of always fun. So I like let's do simple wire loops, and that way we can easily pull them on and off if we don't like it. So let's try. Okay, I have ball head pins, or I have let's do regular head pins. Let's see how the regular. So let's just do this. Maybe every other drop in velvet. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try every other drop, starting with the center, because I do think the center drop is going to need to be velvet. And then we'll work our way out from there and see what we end up with. So let's just try one nice big dangler. Well, I guess it's not too big. Let's see, like this. So we have that little tiny 2mm pearl. We have the velvet, and then we have that seed bead. And let's see what it looks like. Okay, we're just gonna do the wire looping pliers. We're just gonna make a really simple little loop. And we could make it wrapped if we wanted to. I think we're just gonna do it simple so we can take them on and off. But let's just see what it looks like. And trim. And then all my pliers are mixed up over here. I had too many tools. Okay, so let's put this on as we go so that we can start to see how it builds out. So I just latched it onto that little loop right there. It was just kind of nice and waiting. Hello, Rosetta. We're working all with purple today. We're having just pretty purples. Can't go wrong with purple. All right, so there is the first dangle. And let's try to do that every other dangle, and then we'll see where we're at after we do that. Okay, and then we're gonna do another. I love it when we just design together and play. I was just telling a friend today, it's like, oh, I wish I can just host a beading party at my house and just everyone brings over their beading supplies and we just sit down and we bead. Oh, the French style twisted wire. Are you talking about the French wire for the end caps? I have used French wire before for like, instead of a thread and wire protector. I have done that before. I don't know if I have any here though. I love it, Giggles. I know it'd be so fun. We have in our town, we have a magnificent sewing studio. It's amazing, and it teaches classes, and it's just this beautiful space. I just drool over it. I was like, oh, I wish that was like a beading space. I wish that it was just for like jewelry making and beading. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. I like the idea of every other one, and then we'll have to decide what to do on the middle ones. Okay. I know, doesn't a bead party sound fun? I think it sounds like so much fun. We could put on BritBox in the background if we wanted to and be watching, have like some BritBox on in the background and some appetizers. It'd be fun. Okay. And then here we go. And I'm just going every other one, connecting it to this finding here. It was really fun to not come up with designs, but plan out a color palette based solely on one color. It was really fun. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna do two more, and then we can decide if we wanna fill the in-betweens with the same or do something different. Okay. Oh, Michelle and Thaisa, I'm jealous. You guys are in the same town. You got a beading buddy in the same town. All right, here we go. We're just going to keep adding. Oh, that's true, Santa Barbara girl. Teach them how to bead quilt ornaments. Absolutely. Well, I've thought about going over to them and saying, do you ever rent out your space where, you could host like a beading party? That would be really fun. Okay. And last one for the every other one. And then we got to figure out what we're going to do in between. filling with crystals would be pretty. Ooh, that would be pretty. Do I have any crystals here? Well, I have these guys. We can see what those are my sparkly. I do have some check fire polish that are pretty sparkly too. Okay, last one for the every other one. Oh no, Leah, you don't have any beading people near where you live. Oh no. Oh, Alice, I am using what's called a wire looping plier. I love it. It makes wrapped wire loops and simple wire loops, and it's so handy. I'll show it up close on the next one. I'll go a little slower so we can see what it does. Okay, so here is what we have so far. Ooh, that purple is so pretty. So what do we want to do on the in-between? So now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 other little dangles to make. We could do a little something smaller so it doesn't overcrowd. We could do I like the idea of something sparkly. So maybe a fire polish. We have a couple different, I actually don't have any 4mm fire polishes here. I thought I did, so I only have 6. Okay, but I also have these really pretty triangles. Let's see the color. What matches the color nicely? Oh, but you know what I do have? I do have the 4mm in this pearl. It's like the charcoal pearl. I do have the 4mm in the charcoal pearl, and then we could do, that's not the right purple. We could do a shinier seed bead. That could be looking pretty, and that's kind of in the same color family. Let's see. I mean, they're all purples, but what do you guys think about the little, this pearl here, making them in between a bit longer? Ooh, that's a nice idea. We could make the in-betweens a bit longer. Let's see. I kind of am liking that I have the 4mm pearl to match that. Ooh, this is kind of bohemian looking. So this is cute. Do you want to add this one? This is very I feel like this gets kind of more whimsical. And it's still got a little bit of a silver sheen to it. Ooh, a drop shape. I don't think I have any drops. I have the leaves. I don't know if those quite match though. Oh, wait, I saw a bunch of yeses. What was the yeses for? Okay, yes, make the in-between longer. Okay, let's do it. Let's make the in-betweens longer. I think I'm going to open this guy up. Sparkles needed. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. This, where do the beads go? This is going to give us a lot of good sparkle. The one in your hand and this one. Okay, let's do it. And then let's see if we can make this longer and see what it looks like. Okay. And then let's do this purple. Let's add a bit of that purple because that is our sparkliest option. Okay, so let's I'm going to start with the same little 2mm pearl for consistency. And then let's do a sparkly seed bead with that silver lined. And then maybe, let's just experiment here. This might be too long. But I'm wondering if we could do a little drop, something like that has the purple sparkle in between it. And then when it hangs, that one is definitely going to hang longer. If we see what this looks like. So do we like that? Do we want to go for it and try it and see what it looks like? We could always take it off. That's why we're doing the simple loops. I know, I wish I had a super sparkly, I've got these guys that are very sparkly. Okay, I'm seeing yes. Okay, let's try it. Let's just try this and see what we end up with. And this is definitely a longer dangle. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, not long enough. Okay, let's see what it looks like and we can always adjust. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't show the wire looping pliers very slowly there. Okay, I'll go back and show it. Okay, we're going to make a couple of these so we can really see what they look like. Okay, next one I'll show the wire looping pliers in action. All right, so, ooh, that is going to be pretty. Okay, I think this is going to be really pretty. So I'm going to do the same one so we can see at least 2 to make a judgment call here. And we're interspersing it with that really sparkly seed bead. The one long one might not look good on the end. You know what? You're right. Let's see what happens. We could always make a shorter one on the end. It might overcrowd it right there. And let's see, where was that pretty blue? Okay. Maybe longer and longer the closer you go to the center. Okay, we could definitely try that. Let's see what we've got. So here's the wire looping plier. It's a round nose on one side, a concave nose on the other. And then what you do, yeah, I like that. Maybe middle, short, long. Okay, let's try tapering. I like that idea too. For the wire looping pliers, you just grab your wire where it exits the bead, squeeze, and it bends half the wire for you. You can rotate up, crisscross, and then if you wanted to, you could go ahead and grab that with a chain nose plier and wire wrap it. Or you could just cut where it crisscrosses. I was about to do a wrapped wire loop. Okay, I like your guys' idea of making it longer in the middle and tapering it. So I think what I'll do, why don't I put this one on the second to end? So we're gonna put this one on the second to the end. We're gonna move the other one we just made and make a shorter one for where it is. Okay, so we're gonna take this one off. Yes, shorter on the end. Graduated segments, I like it, guys. Okay, take this one off. Put it back on here. So scoot this one in more, okay. Oh, Randy, I love it, good. Yeah, the wire looping pliers are the best. They are my #1 all-time favorite tool. I love it. Okay, so, ooh, this is looking very exotic. And then let's go longer yet. And then maybe we even want to change out this middle one and make that super long. So we go to a point. We'll have to see what we think. So then let's go even longer on the next two. So what do we want to do? I saw someone say add the triangle. Do we want to add in the triangle? Should we add in a new type of bead to make it even longer? We can. And where are my little purpley seed beads? Okay, there they are. Okay. Okay, and then we did this, but maybe to make it longer, we swap out a bead for this. Longest dangle dead center. Okay, so we'll take that one off at the end. Although it is kind of nice having this similar swoop of that dark purple, because that is our dead center. Right here is our center one. What are the lavender flower beads? These are really pretty. These are check glass, and they're silver on one side and purple on the other side. So let's see what we've got here. Then let's just see. We're going to just play. We might undo it, but we're going to play. So we could do a really pretty little dangle like this and make that go right here to bring it down even longer. So it is doing that whole graduated thing. I like that. And I think that there are so many ways you could do this with this one finding in these beads. Oh, the clover. Ooh. Do you guys want one clover, like in the middle? That would be interesting. Could try that. Okay, I'm gonna make two identical to that. Okay, this earring is fun. I didn't think we'd have so many different possibilities with it too. Okay, I'm picking up another one of these triangle beads right here because they've got some good sparkle. And then we're gonna do another one of the fire polish, another one of these darker charcoaly pearls, and then another one of our sparkly seed beads. Okay, I saw some yeses. I think it was for the clover. We're gonna try the clover in the middle here in a minute. We'll finish up these dangles, and we still have the side short dangles to do too. Okay, we'll open this up. Okay, so we're gonna put these two on. So the one I'm doing it, so here is our center, And then there's one available to each side of the center still. So I'm going to do those with the dangles we just made. Come on. Okay. Clover. Okay, let's try the clover. I like it. We'll take that one off. We'll remake it. And we'll try the clover once we got all the other ones on so we see exactly how long we need it to be. Oh, hanging from a chain, that would be really pretty. Yes, for sure. Oh, I hear the rain. The rain has started here too. Yeah, crazy amount of rain for us. We don't usually get this much rain. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, we need shorter ones over here on the ends, and then we do need to make, so do we still think we should make this, this one longer with the clover? Should we try that one being, maybe what we'll do is we'll make it longer with the clover, but we're gonna keep that purple bead in its same location so that it still has that nice soft swoop of the purple velvet. So I'll show you what I mean here. Let's just make the side beads real quick. And then what we can do is finish that one off. This is pretty. This is very exotic. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish the side dangles. Maybe it should just be, it shouldn't be too much, I don't think. Do we want the pearl on the side, or do we want maybe just this little 4mm? Which one? Do we have any preference if it's the dark or the light? Here's what the light would look like, and then here's what the dark would look like. Oh, I think the dark. I'm gonna go with the dark. I'm gonna do the smaller dangle with the dark. Here we go. 4mm. Okay, good call. Yes, so, oh, but that 4mm matches that 4mm there. I guess that's okay. It's two of the dark pearls together, but I think the dark looks really nice. So let's do it. Okay, and then all we'll have to do is one more of these dangles, and then we'll redo that center dangle. Okay, oh, that's pretty. Okay, and then let's do the same thing. And then that pearl, and then another seed bead. I love it. Use the sparkles. Yeah. Sparkles are so pretty. I like the seed bead, the silver lined, I think it's silver lined tanzanite. I don't know where my container went, but it's really pretty. I'm always losing things. Oh yeah, silver lined tanzanite. Yeah, this is a good staple. I use this color a lot. Okay, and then these are gonna be our very side ones. So they're the shortest. And then we'll redo that center with the clover to see how it looks. Okay. Oh, that hangs nicely. So we got like a nice gentle swoop of the darker pearls, and we have a gentle swoop of the purple velvet pearls. And this is the last one. It is definitely a statement earring. Absolutely. This is a, I am going to dress up any dress for a party, and it is going to get some compliments on this earring. This earring is the focal of the outfit for sure. Okay, so here's what we have before we change out the center one. So this is what we've got right now, all those pretty dangles. And we're gonna change out that middle one to add a clover. So we're just gonna take this one off. And we're gonna remake another one, but I wanna keep that pearl in the same position. So it has that nice swoop. Okay, so with the pearls, I was using that galvanized. So we're gonna start with this. Maybe we do this, and then we'll do a pretty little clover. And then what we'll do is we're gonna keep that pearl in the same spot, and then we'll do another galvanized. So this is our final dangle right here. And let's see if that's gonna be long enough. It is technically the longest, but it's not super long. Do you want to see it a little bit longer? We can see it a little bit longer. We can add another, what might we want to add to it? Maybe we'll just add one more seed bead to it, just give it a little bit more length because it really wasn't standing out as quite the longest. So here we added another seed bead. So now it's got more length. Yeah, I would say that these earrings are definitely, so I'm trying to do the weight. I saw the question about the weight. They are heavier than a simple dangle earring, of course. They're not as heavy as I would expect given that component we're using, if that makes sense. But they are on the heavier side than like a lightweight petite earring for sure. But I like the idea of putting it on a chain. You can make this a chain, a focal for a necklace. This could be a beautiful chain necklace focal. Okay, and then we're going to put this last one on. So speaking of like the weight of a finding like this is when you want to use things like the check glass beads and seed beads and not necessarily like gemstone beads or metal beads. You can make it into a pendant with coordinating smaller earrings. Oh, I like that idea, Debbie. That's a good idea. All right, what do we think? It's all done. I love it. I like your guys' idea of the tapering. That made so much of a difference. So let's just put a simple earring hook on it. So I just have my little earring hooks right here. Oh, I love all the hearts. Yay. Great idea to use that clover too. That was fun. I never would have thought to use the clover in there. Okay. So we got a simple little earring hook, and you could definitely make this a focal for a pendant as well. So if you wanted to not have this as earrings, you can make this into a pendant, which would be really fun. Yay, I like that. That was so pretty. So I saw a lot of comments saying a memory wire bracelet. I think we should quickly do a memory wire bracelet here too, out of these pretty purple beads. There's also, I want to show really quickly, let's just make a quick earring out of this because I've been dying to use this. So I have been just really wanting to use this component here. So I think we're just going to do something so simple. This is one of those like 30-second earrings. So let's do, I love this right here. And I really like these pale, I think they're called almost mauve. I like this color too. So let's just see if we can make a super, super simple earring like this. So that will be really pretty and really easy. So I have an eye pin. Oh, thank you, Santa Barbara girl. Now you could also, of course, just use a flower bead, use whatever you like. I'm gonna use the wire looping pliers again. Just make a simple wire loop. And on this one, we're gonna have to watch the direction of our loops so that that focal hangs correctly and that our earring hook also hangs correctly. So we need one loop facing one way and one loop facing the other way. So the easiest way I find to do that is I just grab my piece and I've got 2 pairs of chain nose pliers and I hold one and I rotate one. And it won't overstress your wire if you only do this once. If you go back and forth, you might crack your wire or it might kind of like break on you. But if you just do one nice clean bend, it should hold up just fine. And then we're just going to slip on this pretty little charm and close it. And then we want the front to be here. And then we're just going to put an earring hook on here as well. Simple, simple. And you can do it with any of these purple beads. Okay. There is our really, really quick and easy earring, but very elegant too, with that focal like that. And then this got some little crystals down at the bottom for some more sparkle, pretty little beads as well. So another purple earring. So this is fun. I'm loving the purples. Okay, so we got the 2 purple earrings. And then let's do a memory wire. So I have some memory wire that's already been cut. I always save my scraps. So we can just maybe do a smaller memory wire one. This one, what's this one? This is just like 3 loops, and then you get it. It comes in like 12 loops or 70, depending on what you like to do with it. For those who are not familiar, memory wire is very stiff stainless steel wire that retains its shape. So it holds its shape, which is really nice. It also is very forgiving with sizing because this one size fits most. Don't cut it with your regular cutters. Use some memory wire cutters because it's so strong. And then you can put a finial bead on the end of it. You can put a memory wire end cap, or you can turn the end. Ooh, how about doing dangly purple bellflowers that swing? Oh, do you mean from the memory wire? We could do that. Like make some little dangles. The name escaped me for a minute. We could do dangles on the memory wire, or are you thinking like for another earring? Because we could definitely do another really quick and easy earring with the bellflowers hanging too. That would be really easy to do as well. Earrings too. Ooh. Okay, let's see what we got here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn the end, and we're just going to turn it away from our wrist on the memory wire. Okay, I like this. So let's make some dangles ahead of time. So let's just turn it so we've got our starting point. So there's our little start, and it's going away from the inside, so it's not going to poke your wrist at all. And then let's make some dangles. So I have these, they're kind of wonky looking. I don't know what happened to mine, but they're little ball head pins. And then let's do that with the bellflowers. I like that idea too. I think that'll be really pretty and really different. I don't know if I've seen that before, so that'll be really pretty. And then do we want it just the bellflower as a dangle by itself, or do we want a bead with it? Because we can just put the bellflower on here, and it's got just that little ball for the ball head pin, and we can just do little loops. And then what we can do is we can hang them from jump rings, and then we can string on the jump rings, which will add more movement. Oh, a bead. Okay, what bead do we want to put with them? We have lots of choices. We could do this pretty, that galvanized purple again, bead with, or we could do it at the bottom. You know what? I haven't used, the ending loops with the memory wire pliers. You know what? I haven't used those memory wire pliers. I need to get myself a pair of them. I know exactly what you're talking about. I definitely need some. Okay, I'm seeing just bellflower. Do you have leaves? Oh, leaves for the bellflowers. I only have these leaves. These are the only leaves I have, but we could do some dangles of leaves too. We could do dangles of leaves and bellflowers. That could be really pretty. Okay, let's try this and let's make some dangles. And then we're gonna go ahead and put them on jump rings, and then we'll string on the jump rings. So I'm gonna do wrapped wire loops because I'm gonna do some jump rings. Okay, so here we go. So we just crisscrossed, and then we're gonna grab our pliers and grab it. And I don't feel like I need to do a ton of loops on here, or a ton of wraps, I should say. And then do the leaves. Okay, good. Okay, I like this idea. We'll do bellflowers and leaves as dangles. So there's a little wrapped wire loop for that little bellflower. And then let's do a couple of those. I've got some more of these ball head pins. Okay, and then, so it was just the bellflower put on to the ball head pin. And then we went with one of those pretty galvanized, I keep forgetting the color, galvanized pale lilac. It's a really pretty metallic-y seed bead. Okay. And then we're gonna do a wrapped wire loop. Okay. And then we'll do, how many of these should we do? Like 5? Do like 5 of these and maybe 5 leaves, and that'll give us a lot to play with when we string our bracelet. Okay, I'm just gonna keep making these. Okay, all right, let's do 5 and 5. And then we'll just play with beautiful purple beads strung onto the memory wire with these. I think it'll look really nice. Oh, you could. Yeah, Lydia, you could definitely do. You could change the orientation of the bellflower for the earring, for sure. Or you could keep this. You could also just keep this as the bottom dangle for an earring. Or if we're playing, you could put, let me show you real quick, because this could be cool too. I don't think we're going to do this for the bracelet, but what you could do if you were making an earring, you could make these same little dangles and just put them all on a jump ring together. And you end up with a really cute little flower cluster. So that would be really cute too, if you wanted to kind of do something a little different when you're doing the earring. But you could also change the orientation, absolutely. I also use bellflowers as like bead caps. I find they work really well to like end two different beads together. And then, let's see, here we go. So we're just going to keep doing a couple of these. Oh, yes, absolutely. Okay, we're going to do this. This just takes a little time to make some dangles. And we're just tucking our ends still because this is going to go on our wrist and we don't want to be poked by any little wire bits. So I've got 4 dangles so far. I'm going to do a 5th one. And then we're going to do some leaves as well, because I think that will look really nice. And then what we'll do is we'll put this onto the memory wire. It'll be really cool. How do you make the, oh, I see what you're saying. How do you make the flower look forward and not down? Okay. I think I misinterpreted that question. I think I thought it meant like facing upwards. If you want the flower to look forward, how would we do it, guys? We would, is it possible? Okay, put it onto an eye pin, bend your wire up. I'm just experimenting as we're going. So bend the, I think this might work. Bend the wire up. Let's make ourselves, let's put on a smaller seed bead. Sorry guys, I thought we were meaning going facing up, not down, but let's try this because we get to try and experiment. Okay, so let's put a few little seed beads on its back. Then let's go ahead and make ourselves a loop and see what happens. Okay. And we're going to crisscross. And we could talk our way through this here in just a minute of the pros and the cons. Okay, so we did a little loop. We did a little wrapping. Now, the only problem I see with this, so we can kind of like bend this up, and you wouldn't have to put that many seed beads on it. It just kind of gave me a bridge. The only problem I see with this is I feel like if you snagged your earring on something, you might bend this out of shape a little bit. I mean, it is actually sturdier than one would expect, but that would keep the little flower facing forward in a design. I would use your heaviest gauge seed bead. Oh, not seed bead. Sorry, I read the comment. I would use your heaviest gauge eye pin or head pin possible. I would use your head. I can't talk, guys. Your heaviest gauge ball head pin possible to have the stiffest wire possible. But that could be super, super cute. That could be really cute to have a little front facing flower. And then those seed beads did help to just give us a little bridge. So we had room to get our wire up there, and it would hang like this. So that's how it would hang. All right, I love it. I like it when we do problem solving like that. It's fun. Okay, and we've got all of our bellflowers. So I'm just gonna right now put all the bellflowers onto some jump rings. We always come up with the most creative things when we're like designing together. I think it's so fun because I would not have thought of having that flower face forward, but I think you can. Okay, so I put a jump ring on those two. I'm just gonna grab a couple more. These are just little 4mm jump rings. So I'm just opening and closing them. Oh, that's a nice idea. Maybe a little touch of glue. Yeah, we gotta remember we can use glue in our designs. There's nothing saying we can't use glue to help you know, secure things. We do it for securing knots. So there's no reason why we can't do it for securing other aspects. How do you keep the jump rings from moving over the top of other beads on the memory wire? Great question. I think what I'll do is I'll sandwich them between bigger beads. So these are little 4mm jump rings. I will probably sandwich them between 6mm beads, and that way they will be anchored. So that'll be, we can show that here in just a minute once we get these guys made. And just one more, and then we'll do a couple leaves, and then we're gonna start to string our bracelet. Okay, so, and then let's do three leaves just for time's sake, but we could absolutely do more leaves in the future. Or if you're making this bracelet at home, you can do 10 leaves, as many leaves as you want. They're really pretty. Okay, so we got this. And then we're just gonna do that same ball head pin. Let's just do the same pattern. Do the head pin with the pretty little seed bead. This is a little bit of a longer dangle. And then all of our dangles will match. Okay. And then we'll have to decide what beads to use. We can use the same beads we already used, or we can open up new beads. It's fun to play. Okay. Okay. And then 2 more. Okay. And this is one of those wire looping pliers. Definitely come in handy when you're doing projects like this or the earring and you've got a lot of loops to make. It's nice to be able to have those pliers. Okay. Yeah, and any ideas you have for future classes you want to see, let me know. Put them in there in the comments. Thaisa's making me the best list. And so I keep looking at it when I'm planning things out. Like this show we talked about just on last Thursday. I was like, ooh, purples, let's do it. So definitely share ideas. It's really, really helpful for me. And I think it's great because they're things that I wouldn't necessarily have thought of, but they're really fun. Okay, and this is gonna be the last one. And now we're gonna do we'll put the jump rings on here and then we'll do our bracelet. Oh, the adjustable ending. Yep, I just did it. And actually, you know, I suggested Deb Floros is here, and she's here every Tuesday, and she is much better at knots and macrame than I am. So I passed along to her the idea of that sliding knot to see if that's something she wants to do. I did just do it this weekend to repair my husband's necklace, and it worked. It was a barrel knot. And it did work, but I thought, well, maybe she's a little bit more of the expert at knotting and macrame than I am, so I thought maybe she would like to teach it. Wire wrapping focal beads. Ooh, that's a nice idea. Yeah, wire wrapping's fun. And if you haven't seen Deb's show lately, she is so good and so great. I've learned a lot of great stringing techniques from her. I think I was afraid of stringing before I met Deb, and she is just such an expert stringer. She does other ones too, but I love her combinations and her tips. Okay, so we got all of our dangles onto our leaves and flowers. So this is what it looks like. So here are all of our pretties. So we got these, each one has a little jump ring attached, and we already did the finishing technique on our end of our memory wire. So now we just gotta add beads. So I think adding the pretty galvanized bead would be nice. What else? So I've got all those seed beads right here. Any other bead that everyone's been wanting to see? I mean, I think the bellflowers actually fit on here. Wire wrapping around pendants. Oh, that's a nice idea too. Okay, the bellflowers do fit. Do you guys want to see bellflowers on the main bracelet too, going sideways, or should we just keep the bellflowers for our dangles? We can do any which way. And I think I like this. I'm going to bring this bead in again. So let's bring this bead in. I've got the seed beads. Oh, where did that go? We could do this big melon bead. This is pretty, not just dangles. Oh my goodness. Let's see about this. This is a little bit bigger bead. I think it'll still fit, but I think it goes really well. So this was super vibrant with that velvet. That purple velvet was super vibrant. This is a little bit more ethereal, muted. Okay, so I'm trying to see. Let's see. And then I had some more of these guys for playing with the shape. I had more of the 4 millimeter of this check fire polish. Dangle clusters for a bracelet with beads in between. Oh, that's an interesting idea, like cluster the dangles. We could do that instead of them all being spread out. Could definitely do that. Okay, so I've got these, and I think, let's bring in this one. This is really pretty, and it kind of goes with that leaf. So that'll bring in the leaf. I would leave the bellflower beads for dangles. Okay, we can do that. I think there was more people saying leave the bellflowers for dangles. So let's do that. But let's bring in this really pretty purple too. So this is like our color palette here. Okay, so let's just start. And I'm going to put a few more seed beads out so they're ready. We also have, I think we should bring in this mix too. It'll give us some cubes. So if we do this mix as well, it's going to give us seed beads and cubes and just even a little bit more variety. And then I had one other, this one. Let's just do this one again, that silver light and tanzanite. Oh, yes, Linda, wildfire versus fireline. You know what? I can talk about that as we do this because I did put them in the show notes. And you guys are about to hear my kids come in. Their dad just got them from school. So we're going to hear a little bit of a little noise here in a second. I can hear the car pull up. So wildfire, fireline, real quick, because this was a question from before. Both are, so this says thermally bonded. I know wildfire always says braided. I did some research though, and a lot of research says that both are actually thermally bonded. So they're both very strong, much stronger than say like a Nymo or a 1G. They're also a little heavier. They're harder to pierce. So in many ways, fireline and wildfire are interchangeable. The difference that I find is wildfire is heavier. It comes in the heavier gauges, 0.006 and 0.008. I find it has more body to it. And then wildfire, like look, this is still a 0.006 and it's much, where is it? It's much thinner. It's a much, much thinner one. And so this to me is if I'm working with like 15 seed beads, if I'm working where I know I'm going to have a ton of passes going through the same little seed bead, I use fireline. If I want something that has more structure to it, like right angle weave with like 4 millimeter check fire polish, I'll use wildfire. I find them both a little bit interchangeable. It's just I usually go for which weight I want. If I want heavier, I go for wildfire. If I want finer, I go for fireline. But both are great in that they're really hard to pierce with a needle because they are bonded. So they're super strong in that respect. And they don't stretch out. I've not found them to stretch out either. So hopefully that helps a little bit with guidance between fireline and wildfire. But I know we talked about that on Wednesday, so I definitely wanted to talk about that. So thank you for the reminder, Linda. If there's a specific question, feel free to ask as well. I've worked with both of them for years. So heavy beads in a necklace, I would use wildfire. If you're not going to use beading wire, if you want it to be like bead woven, I'd use wildfire. If you are going to do if it's going to be a traditionally strung necklace with like crimps and all of that, I would use the beading wire, and I would do a stronger gauge. So they'll even say like on the different beading wire listings, they'll let you know their weights, like their recommended weight allowance. So if they're really heavy beads, just check that in the listing. It'll tell you. Oh, you're welcome, Annie. Yeah, well, this is great. We can, answer these questions here as they come up, which is nice. So a wrap leather bracelet with beads, what I tend to use is Griffin silk. I can show you. I have that here. I have a card of it on my table. Sorry, guys, if you just bear with me for a minute. Where is it? It's somewhere on my table. So Griffin silk is what I use for wrapped leather bracelets. So I like Griffin silk, and it has a needle attached to it. Size 4 is good. I'm going to experiment with size 5 coming up soon as well. So you can experiment, but this is really nice for those side wrappings. I think you can, if your beads have holes that are big enough, you can also probably use like an Eslon or an Amiot as well. You just have to make sure you can pass the thread through. Probably without a needle on those ones, you can try putting a twisted wire needle on and see if you can get through it. So great questions though. All right, so I think I put one seed bead on. I'm just gonna string on some pretty beads, and then we'll add a dangle here. And we're gonna keep the bell flowers for the dangles. So I'm just gonna kind of go at a random pattern here until my brain kicks in and says you need to make it identical, which it tends to do. So here's just some really pretty beads. Oh, hello, Lorraine from Chico, nice. All right, we are coming to you from Los Angeles, or the Los Angeles area, I should say. I just say Los Angeles. I'm on the east end of Los Angeles. Okay, so here are some of our really pretty beads. And then what I do is, if we want to do that dangle, this might be a good spot to get that dangle going because it's going to be sandwiched between some bigger beads. So we can just add a dangle via its jump ring. So we got that jump ring right there. And just let it swirl down. And then let's add another bead of our whatever bead we want. And then I want to show you how it sandwiches it. And that way it's not going to jump over the other bead. So that would be how you would add a dangle into a memory wire bracelet. So you just make sure that the 2 beads next to it are big enough that that's not going to move around and jump around between your beads. So you just add a dangle, and my brain is trying to do a pattern. It can't help itself. It's totally doing a pattern. Okay, and then we're just going to keep going. Okay, and then I want to add some of these. There's a pretty little cube bead. I'm going to try to mix it up so it's not a pattern. I'm going to do my best. Oh, and then we got these little triangle ones too. That would be pretty. I know. I love the patterns too. I'm trying to do that random look for the memory wire bracelet. We'll see if I can. And then let's do another seed bead. And then maybe another big one. And then let's do another dangle. Yeah, we don't have any flooding right now. Our streets were pretty bad. What was it, Saturday? Our streets were pretty bad, but we've been okay. And our house is thankfully raised a little bit above, and then all the water flows down to the streets. I know, random's really hard. Okay, so I'm trying for random. I think I'm gonna add another dangle. Maybe we add a little leaf, and we have a visitor right here. We have a little visitor off to the side helping us. So we'll see if she comes on. I know I find random really hard too. It's tough. I think it looks really pretty with the memory wire. I think it's just all the beads together looks so nice. Okay. More snow for you, Karen. Oh, I love it. I checked our mountains. It didn't look like we had snow in them from this rain. I was kind of hoping to go up to the snow line. All right, so here we go. We're just getting these really pretty little dangles on here. Yeah, Twix is just hanging out here. She's off to the side for now, but she's coming closer. She's like, what are you up to? What are you playing with? And this kawaii mix is cool. I'm liking this a lot. Okay, and we're just gonna... So the bead board. Oh, are you talking this bead board here? This is called a treasure mat, and I think we should have them. I know Twix does want to be the caller. Twix is trying to eat my plastic right now. Now she's going off after the wildfire. So here's what we have so far. I'm going to add another little dangle here in a minute, and it's just these really pretty beads. This beading mat I got here at Beadaholique, and this is the 7-strand one, or 7-cube one, I should say. And then we're going to add some more. And we're just going to keep going. And here we go. And then I think I want to add another one of these beautiful melons. The melons are so cool. And then let's add another bellflower. I'm going to use up all my dangles. Yeah, I do like the treasure mats a lot. I find them really easy to work with. I usually put them on like a lap board, and then I can work on my lap sometimes, which is nice. But they keep the beads from rolling, but they also organize the beads a lot. Okay, so we did another dangle, and I'm sandwiching the dangle between the big beads each time. And we can just see how it's coming together. So this is how it's looking. I love the dangles on the memory wire. It's so cool. Okay, so now I'm just going to keep going. I don't think I've added one of those kind of mauve-y pearls in a while. And it is really hard not to follow a pattern, but I think it's fun when we don't sometimes, even though it's hard. Oh my gosh, she is definitely getting into different antics. Yeah, I have noticed her playfulness has definitely increased. I don't know if she's just becoming super comfortable, like she knows this is her home, or what's happening, but she is our playful girl these days. She actually has been going after my feet in the middle of the night to the point where I have to put an extra blanket on just so that it kind of protects my feet because she likes to attack them in the middle of the night. She's up to something. I think she's chasing a spring around now under the table. Okay, so let's scoot this down a little bit more. She does. And we're going to add a couple more dangles. Okay, so here we go. We're back to our center. So we've done one full round with these pretty little dangles. And the jump ring definitely helped because it also extended the space. So it made it so that there was more space and you can kind of get a little tighter fit right there. My cat always attacks my toes. She is 13 weeks old. She is a young one. She's just a little girl. Yeah, 13 weeks. We had plans to go to the Bay Area for Thanksgiving, and we canceled them because we're like, no, it's too early to leave her. We're not ready to try to board her or have someone come in. She's not going to understand. You know, we want her to know this is her home. And so we canceled our plans. Yes, cats definitely love being nocturnal. I have learned that. I did not realize that. Okay, we're going to keep going. And this is turning out really pretty here. Yeah, it's fun to see what they get into. Like it's so curious to kind of like, I'm like, oh, what is she imagining? What is she thinking? It's really fun. All right, I know we're running a little long today, so I'm probably going to make this a little bit shorter than maybe you'd want to do ideally, but I want to kind of show, I'm going to end this pretty soon, but it's so pretty with those dangles. I love it. So you can keep adding dangles as you go. Let's see what like a cluster of dangles might look like since we're kind of going to wrap this one up. So let's do a bigger bead, and then let's see what 2 bellflowers and a leaf might look like here, and see how they might kick out if we did that, because that could be kind of fun, a little something different. Okay, so, and then we need to sandwich it between a nice big bead. Okay. So here, if you wanted to do clusters, that's what the cluster would look like. You can either do it all with bellflowers, the bellflowers and the leaves, but you can get a really pretty little cluster effect going by stringing on those 3 jump rings together in one spot. So that's really fun actually too. I like this idea of doing, you know, different beads as tangles. I have never really done that with the memory wire before, but I think it's really fun. Okay, I'm just going to add a couple more, and then I think we're going to trim it and tie it off and call it good for today on this bracelet. But you could definitely make it longer for sure. All right, I'm going to show how to turn the end now. So when you are done, when you've made your bracelet as long as you like, oh, it's really pretty when it starts looping. Those beads are so pretty together. So once you've made it as long as you like and you're ready to end it, what you're going to do is you're going to leave a space of about between 1/4 and 1/2 of an inch. You're going to go in with your memory wire cutters, trim it, and then go in, and I need to order some of those memory wire finishing end pliers because I haven't used them, but I need to. Then what we'll do is we're going to turn our end here and just up and away. You can use round nose pliers. I like to use the chain nose because I have a better grip. Just up and away, and that keeps your beads on, but you have a really pretty little bracelet. Purples, we love purples. So yeah, the clusters are fun. I like the 3 cluster too. I think that'd be really pretty too with the 3 bellflowers as well. If you maybe left off the leaf and just did 3 bellflowers for a cluster, but the leaves are fun too. And then of course you can hang things from the loops. So there is our pretty little memory wire bracelet. Easy to do, fun with the purple colors. And then the earring that we made again, which was so pretty. I love this. There is our earring with that really fun little clover. So, and you guys were so smart to do the graduated. I think it's really pretty to have it come to that point. And then we even made this little guy right here, so quick and easy as well. That was super quick and easy to do, that little guy as well. And of course, we could play here all day. Like we could just, with all these purple beads, make so many different earrings. This is really fun. I love this with it going forward. Oh, thank you guys. And you could do clusters on the ends, absolutely. So yeah, for the memory wire, you could put a cluster of 3 on each end, and that would look really neat as well. That'd be a great way to finish this off, actually. A cluster of 3 of your bellflowers on each little end. That would look so nice. So there's our memory wire and our earrings and all these pretty purple beads. All right, guys, I'm gonna flip the camera up. It's gotten really dark here. Let me show you. I'll flip the camera now before I'll do this here. Look. Oh, thank you, Debbie. Okay, look, we are getting dark and it's starting to storm. Okay. All right. Hi, guys. Okay. Thank you for joining me on our pretty purple day. That was a lot of fun. I love the clusters. I like the dangles. I always feel like I learn something new as we do all of these, and I've never done dangles on the main surround of the memory wire before, and I think that that's a really fun idea. So now I want to go make more memory wire bracelets with dangles. So thank you for joining me. Oh, sure, I can try on the bracelet. Absolutely. So memory wire is nice because it's very forgiving. I have about a 6.5 inch wrist. Ooh, the dangles are fun. I like the dangles. I have about a 6.5 inch wrist, but it stretches out to accommodate larger wrists, or it can just sit nicely on a smaller wrist as well. So that's fun. And the dangles are really nice. So probably if I had more time, I would have made this maybe a 3 loop, like 3 loops around. And I like the idea of the dangle clusters on the end. So I would have done the 3 bellflowers on the end as well. But it is nice to have these little dangles right here. And they feel really secure because they're wrapped wire loops connected to jump rings strung onto the wire with the 2 bigger beads surrounding them. Oh, thank you, Lisa and Jane. Thank you, guys. Oh, let's look. Let's look at this earring, because now we can see it actually dangle because the camera's facing this way. Oh, that looks so cool. That's really cool. And that would be a very pretty focal too. So if you wanted to use this as a necklace, that would be really pretty. Or if you're going to do it for earrings, these are statement earrings and they are so cool. All right. Bye, guys. Bye, Teresa. I hope you stay somewhat dry too, able to stay inside tonight. Have a great rest of your day. Today is Monday, start of a week. Next week is Thanksgiving week. Make sure to catch Deb Floros here tomorrow. She'll be doing a live class. I will be back on Thursday, and then it's Thanksgiving week. It's so much fun. So take care. Bye, guys. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you later in the week. Bye.